welcome to Cinema's Sacrilege. I'm your host, Jace. And today we're going to be talking about the 70s, the new wave, apocalypse now, gilanares, and life itself. It's going to be a jam-packed video, so be sure to stick through to the end and like and subscribe. So I have been re-recording the same video forever. Like normally the way that I'll do a video is I'll spend all afternoon recording the narration because I have to do it all in one take. Like I don't have these head up to do 8 takes of the intro and then 10 takes of the first line till I do the whole thing. Like my computer would crash like fuck. So I just do them all in one. And I've done that over and over and over on the same video. And I still keep not getting it right, but I keep coming back to it too. I feel like it's important somehow. So here we are again. And shout out to gilanares or gilanares. She's so inspiring to me. The way, she did a whole 28-minute video to respond to a one-line comment that I put on her video because it meant that much to her. And that meant so much to me too. And her whole, lo-fi aesthetic, she'll send on her reports and she's just well, here I am. And it's so inspiring to me because me, look, you can see my light is the fucking window. It's just my life. And I'm just here trying to make something beautiful, trying to say something to the world. I'm very grateful to be where I am and to be using my room to the top. Thank you so much for that. We're just making it. So thank you, Gillian. I'm gonna keep it up, girl. You are killing it, crushing it, girl. I have not met her in real life, but I can vibe with her, and her dedication and her realness is just so inspiring to me and put me back here to say something to the world and to believe in myself. Making this a video, it's about film and film history. The video was originally supposed to be about the 70s because I have lived my whole past 2 or 3 years of my life in these 70s, saying the 70s were best for movies, cars, and music, and then I discovered Humphrey Bogart.
You've been wanting to do something for me, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Putting me in your pocket, Bogie. Seriously.
Looks like you're the one that's mixed up.
Oh, but I'm not
Get
mixed
back
up.
in my pocket.
There is a reason they called it the Golden Age. And not only because of the Bogie and Bacall and Edward G. Robinson,
It's the end, Doctor.
the whole craft of making a film, they hadn't figured out what even is a movie yet. They didn't have page 30, we hit the turning point to the first act. They didn't have any of that. There was, from the top. Is they were figuring out, is the man the bad guy or is the girl the bad guy? Is there a happy ending or a sad ending? Do we even know what happened? Everything was so experimental.
You'll be all right, Princess. You'll be all right. Won't you,
During World War II, it was all these propaganda, we beat the Germans, we bio horror bonds type movies. And then immediately after World War II is over, everyone in Hollywood is just, they're like horses behind the gate waiting on that starting gun. And once World War II is over, they just take off running. And they've got this list of things that they can't show, which is in your production code. But other than that, they can do whatever they want. And with these restrictions, they have to be so creative and then just take off. And they get super dark. Like there are no more happy endings. When there is a happy ending, you like really earn it. And it's just so murky and it's film noir and it's just so beautiful. The costuming is top notch
Well,
and the lighting is
take it easy.
so much thought was put into it. Every single aspect of these movies, like that is why they call it the golden age. But even more than that, there are these crazy dissolves and fades and fading to black, and they're inventing cinema as they go on, and it's these techniques that
Thank
we
you.
would call experimental in 2026. But back then, every single movie was
Bob.
experimental because they were figuring out what a movie is.
You remember things, don't you?
Some things.
Like they couldn't show violence, and so they had to find like these really ominous and foreboding ways of getting you run up to the violence and then cutting away, and it all lives in your head. And they couldn't show
Well, you haven't seen
sex.
me
We
around
have
much.
to have this
Well, once in a while I thought it
sexy
was very pleasing to read the
dialogue.
morning papers. I liked hearing you say it,
Hmm.
but you didn't do much about it.
Well, neither did you.
Well, speaking of horses, I like to play them myself, but I like to see them work out a little first. See if they're front runners or come from behind.
You don't like to be rated yourself.
A lot depends on who's in the saddle.
In the eyes, like
Yes,
the
that's
way
why.
she looks at him and the way
Know it.
she gives herself to his kiss, like she's been waiting for it.
Yes.
And like you don't see the act, you just see, and it's way sexier than showing sex. Like, that is why these movies are so sexy because they're not showing these sex. It's like Home from a Bogart says in a lonelier place.
I love the love scene. It's very good.
Well, that's because they're not always telling each other how much in love they are. A good love scene should be about something else beside love. For instance, this one. Me fixing grapefruit, you sitting over there dopey, half asleep. Anyone looking at us could tell we were in love.
And then the new wave happens. Basically, it started in 1960 with Jean-Luc Godard making Breathless, and really just fuck you, Jean-Luc Godard. He is credited with inventing the jump cut in this movie. People say, wow, it's so innovative, and so new, and so fresh. But it's just really lazy. Like, he just takes all this footage and just hacks it up and shuts it together and spits it out. Gone is the dissolve. The art of the beautiful dissolve. No, no more of that. It's just directed cuts now. And the new wave was characterized by on location shooting, emphasis on the villain, cynicism and distrust, and more sex, more violence. All these things we can debate. Were they really good for cinema or were they not? But ultimately, what it left us with is rejection of the classic golden age grammar of movies. Just direct cuts, just lazy. Film historians, we break up these pieces of film history into little bite-sized portions in one country in one time, basically so they can write an essay on it manageably. But the truth is, cinema history is world history. It's international cinema, and that includes us. But it kicked off, people agree, it kicked off for real. And Bonnie and Clyde came out in the 60s, and people loved it. And so they just didn't renew the production code for one whole year. There was no restriction on films at all. There were no rules. It was a no man's land. Then in '68, they came out with the MPAA. The '60s started late, and the '70s ended early. After the '60s, it blew open the gates for the whole world. And in France, you had the samurai and the swimming pool. There was more sex, more violence. They were keeping up with the US. And in the US, you had Easy Rider, Five Easy Paces, and Dirty Harry, and The Godfather, and The Godfather Part 2. And in Italy, you had The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Cat o' Nine Tails, Torso, All the Colors of the Dark, Silent Action, My Advice is a Locked Room, and Only You Hold the Key, and Woman in a Lizard Skin. But it's all one. They're all part of this international new wave of these films that were really cheap to produce because the studio system was on the rocks. TV had come out. People just were not going to the movies. And so these studios, they were just giving out this modest budget to a director and saying, just make something. And the studios didn't have the time or the money to censor them, putting it out and seeing if it makes more money. And when there is less money involved, there are fewer strings. And so there was more creative freedom, but less artistic sensibility overall. The deeper theme of the new wave, the intention was to portray reality, was make films that feel like real life, real people, real crime, and real cities, real fear, and real streets. There were no monsters. Gone was Frankenstein and Dracula and the Wolfman. The monsters were men and maniacs.
Per cui siamo convinti della presenza in città di un pericoloso maniaco.
Corrupt cops, corrupt officials, saying, look at what is going on. Look at these problems that we have in our streets. There is crime. There are killings. And you're not doing anything about it. Fix it. They're begging for change. What happened is that the new wave really stopped in '75 because Jaws was the first blockbuster, and it showed producers all over the world that there was money in movies again. And so they started putting more money and telling the directors what to do. And you can see the change happen like that, like a light went off in cinema. In Dario Argento, in '75, he was doing Deep Red, another Giallo-style movie. His very next film is Suspiria. One of his more famous films is Magic and Witches. And Sergio Martino, who did Torso and All the Colors of the Dark and the Silent Action, and the cops accused and the courts let them off the hook. By '76, he's doing sex comedies. By the end of the '70s, he's doing Island of the Fishermen. They're trying to compete with Jaws. Focus is on the money now. Even Werner
Noir,
Herzog,
full
who
of
was
obscenity.
part of the German New
It's
Wave,
just in
he
nature,
was
you
doing
respond.
Akira the Wrath of God from the beginning of the 70s. By the end of the 70s, he's doing an Nosferatu, which that actually happens to be my favorite Herzog movie. But again, you can see it's magic and vampires and sorcery now. He shifted course. But the new wave really it lived on in America for a few years longer. So we had a taxi driver and one flew over the cuckoo's nest and the enforcer. When did it all stop? 1980 is the death of the new wave. Film school teaches that the release and box office failure of Heaven's Gate by Michael Cimino, which bankrupted United Artists, ended the new wave. Heaven's Gate isn't even a new wave movie. There's no aesthetics, no violence. It's just a prestige western. So how did it end the new wave if it wasn't part of the new wave? The industry wants to point at an economic failure because it's a simpler explanation. Because then they can say, well, it was natural market forces. Audiences weren't happy. Boo hoo. Really, then why it didn't die at the box office, it died at the Oscars. The month that Apocalypse Now lost the Best Picture to Kramer versus Kramer. Because the Academy is in charge of setting the taste. The Academy decides what directors here in America and all over the world are aspiring to. And when the Academy chose the status quo over experimentation, they would put the nail in the coffin of the new Hollywood. But it's not even the Academy's fault. It's Coppola. Coppola, the director of Apocalypse Now, because he was the godfather of the new Hollywood. But he lost confidence, and he chose to cut his movie down from 3 hours to 2.5 hours. He chose money over art. If he had shown the Academy the 3 hour version we have today, we would have won Best Picture for sure. And he made his own movie come true. Because, like that one scene where Wayland is in the no man's land looking for the CO, the commanding officer.
Let's move out.
Think you find the CO, Captain?
There's no fucking CO here. Let's just get going.
And Coppola sold out. He left the new Hollywood without a leader. When he gave up, they all did.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end.
So
My only
here we are.
friend, the end
This is the end
of our
of a long video. We've been working on it for a long time. And what can we learn from this? Well, there's the historical part of the video. Like, that's so fucking cool. To connect the record and put the turning points of history where they belong. And I had this whole long rant in the middle of the video that I cut out. But I hate fucking violence. I really hate violent movies. And it's gotten to the point in this world where if you're not into violence, like people think you can't stomach it or something. But I think it's also sadistic now. you're not going to tell me John Wick is a good guy. Like, he's killed hundreds of people in his movies. How is he the good guy? Like, he's not. Like, don't tell me a bad guy and trying to tell me he is the good guy because he looks so cool while he's doing it. No. Like, can the good guys win every once in a while, please? Like, the exciting thing is seeing the good guys solving the mystery and bringing the bad guys down. Like, that was the golden age. Like, let me go back to that, please. All the new wave directors, like, I think they had good intentions. Like, they were trying to say something to the world. I want to do that too. Like, I want to say something to the world. Like, set the innocent people free, bringing down the bad guys, and just stop all the killing, stop all the violence. Like, can we live in peace? You know? And that is what I want to see, or what I want to make. And Coppola, he gave up. He cut his movie down because he didn't have people around him believing in him. Like, the echo chamber is a big theme of Apocalypse. He's showing how an echo chamber can create an insane horror. But well, he took a wrong lesson from that. He didn't have an echo chamber around him. Like, you have to believe in yourself, and you need people around you who believe in you. Just make shit. Just go and make shit. Do shit, bitch. Make what you love come true in the world. And you can change the world. For real. And believe in the people around you too, and give them good vibes. Yeah, with that, I will leave you. So, peace and love, and take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.